Welcome to this edition of Missouri Economy Today. I'm Julie Peterson. Joining me today is Director David Kerr with the Missouri Department of Economic Development. Thanks for joining us again, David. On our last podcast, you discussed Missouri's strategic initiative for economic growth. Can you give us an update on those efforts? Are there new developments?
We have now turned our attention to implementation. So we have an implementation plan. We have each one of the 8 strategic initiatives. We've identified a champion for each one of those. We meet on a bi-weekly basis. We are in the process of identifying other resources, other stakeholders across the state. They're going to be involved in each one of those 8 strategic initiative teams. We're trying to identify what the metrics we will use to identify whether we're moving the initiative forward. So we are in the implementation mode at this time as we speak. Building
along those lines, from your perspective, what is the current state of Missouri's economy and what is the general outlook?
Well, we feel very positive based upon the leading indicators in terms of the economy here in Missouri. The unemployment rate has continued to move downward. Certainly it is higher than what we want it to be. We will not be satisfied until we have every Missourian that wants to go back to work has a job. But that notwithstanding, we feel very positive about what's going on. Certainly last week the United States employment numbers came out and they were not very positive, so we are hoping that again that is just a one-month blip and not a long-term trend. But having said that, we continue to see positive movement by Missouri businesses in the state. Nearly on every week we have 1 or 2 announcements by Missouri businesses that have made the decision not only to stay in Missouri but to expand. Just this week we were down near Farmington, Missouri, where a company has made the decision that they are going to move their employment from 20 jobs to 55 jobs, an additional 55 jobs in addition to the 20 jobs that they have today. We have a whole series of other announcements that we'll be making in weeks to come. But again, we have just seen the economy starting to turn around to the degree that businesses are feeling comfortable. They have a good feel as they move forward in terms of their business model and are making the decisions to invest capital and to create new jobs as we move forward.
Missouri has witnessed some economic development success recently. I understand that the department was able to lure Applebees corporate headquarters to our state. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Sure. Well, we feel very fortunate that we think this is a great opportunity to have an original Missouri business return to Missouri. Applebees is a company that it was originated and started here in Missouri. About 5 years ago, they needed a new corporate headquarters. They located in Overland Park, built a new facility, but shortly after that announcement, they were actually acquired by IHOP, and their new corporate company that's called Equity Dine. And as a result of that, as happens so many times on corporate mergers or acquisitions, there is some right-sizing of the workforce. So the facilities that they had constructed in Kansas were probably larger than they needed. They looked to Missouri to determine whether that was a location they wanted to move back to. So we were very fortunate that we were able to, between Applebees and a co-op owners group, will lead to 380 jobs being relocated back into Missouri.
Fantastic. And let's talk just a little bit about something that's on everyone's minds. Joplin, Missouri was devastated by an EF5 tornado on May 22nd. Will the Department of Economic Development play a role in assisting with the rebuilding efforts of the city? If so, how?
Well, certainly I think every organization within the state of Missouri government will help. The governor has spent a tremendous amount of time down in Joplin. I have been down to Joplin 4 times with the governor. We have been focusing on a number of issues, and certainly there's a lot of work to be done there, from the initial cleanup to the rebuilding of the homes, of the residential areas, to the businesses. Our focus right now is making sure that through some of the programs we have within the Department of Commerce is helping people secure housing and homes that they need to. There have been nearly 7,000 homes, not that have been damaged, nearly 7,000 homes that are completely gone. So that doesn't even include the homes that have been damaged. So certainly one of the first priorities has to be is finding homes and finding housing for those people. Another major initiative that the governor has been spending a tremendous amount of time and support on is getting the schools back and operational. The entire Joplin High School was destroyed, along with 5 other schools in the district. Tremendous amount of work being done in terms of from the school district, from the school board, from the principal and the superintendents down there of getting those schools back and operational. But I have to tell you, it is refreshing to see the aggressive way that the school board and the superintendent is moving forward. They have made a decision that despite the fact that Joplin High School was completely destroyed, 5 other schools were either destroyed or severely damaged. They will start school on August 17th.
Impressive
And so that's the
indeed.
kind of leadership that you're seeing down in Joplin as we speak. We are working with the businesses in terms of how can we help those businesses that were in the path of that tornado rebuild. One of the first things we did was contact the national big box businesses that were impacted by the tornado, whether that be Walmart or whether that be Home Depot, those large boxes, because those companies and those stores employ 500 to 600 people each. So we reached out, we contacted each one of those national firms, and we were very fortunate that every one of them made the commitment to rebuild. So you have a whole series of things that have to happen, and some of these are going to take a significant amount of time to accomplish, but you need the housing, you need the schools, and you need the businesses to put people back to work. But again, I will say that just this week, I was down there this week with the governor, where we opened the Missouri Resource Center, where it is a facility where every state agency has been located in one facility, so anybody that needs help can come to that one facility, whether that be housing or whether that be mental health or whether that be economic development or et cetera. So we have established a location down there that every organization in Missouri government is there to help the people of Joplin to try to get them back up and running, living their lives, rebuilding their homes, rebuilding their businesses, and becoming gainfully employed so we can try to rebuild Joplin.
Great. Sounds like the department's been very involved in recovery efforts. Appreciate you joining us today, David.
Thank you.
We'll look forward to talking to you again next month.
Thank you.
That wraps up this edition of Missouri Economy Today. Join us again next time for more on economic development efforts in Missouri. I'm Julie Peterson. Thanks for watching.